What's up, y'all? I'm back, and I'm here to tell you guys, or share with you guys, a thought in my head that I've been trying to find a way to describe it, or come to an understanding of what I think it means, and why it is that I do not live my life to the standard. And I hope that you have an open mind when I talk to you about the theory of boyfriend and girlfriend, because we're all living our lives revolving around the idea of the status or title of boyfriend and girlfriend. But if it is that you don't want to hear nothing about this, and you're cool, you're happy, whatever, you can click off. Like, you ain't gotta listen to me. You can call me crazy, whatever you want to call me, it doesn't matter. But this is the truth to me, and I broke away from the system that was created for us to believe that boyfriend and girlfriend is some real shit, but it's not. Where did it come from? Where did the theory of boyfriend and girlfriend come from, and why? Who was the creator? Why is it in the goddamn dictionary? Why is it something that we believe is true, and that's the way that we need to live our lives? I can tell you right now, should you ask your parents or ask your friends' parents, it doesn't matter who you ask. Like, as long as you take it back to, like, far back to our ancestors, the term boyfriend girlfriend did not exist. Back then, the action for what they were doing was called courtship. Courtship is when man would take time to get to know the woman and create or build a connection that to them they couldn't find anywhere else. Like, they seen and knew value because they took time to court their woman. Courtship is the man wooing women to believe or to come to a connection where it is that you guys built a romantic relationship with each other for the intent of marriage. I'm going to repeat that again. To build a relationship or a romantic connection for the intent of marriage. Not the intent of boyfriend and girlfriend, not the intent of a relationship to put a title on it. No, it was for the intent of marriage. That's what courtship is. Taking your time to get to know somebody, getting to know them to the depth of them. And I say that it's a theory because when you think about boyfriend and girlfriend, have you asked yourself what's the importance of claiming somebody? Other than saying, okay, this person is mine. Like, we're together in a relationship. That's my girl. That's my boy. Like, if that's all that it is just to claim somebody, or you want to say that, oh, the relationship title is to commence a life together, that would probably, possibly lead to marriage. How many relationships have you been in that you thought that it was everlasting? How many relationships have you been in that the moment you drop the questions about, oh, let's start getting serious, let's think about marriage, let's move out with each other, how many of those relationships failed? Like, where you thought that that's what it is that you're going to have with that person because you called them your boyfriend or you called them your girlfriend. Like, if I had to put this in simple terms, let's take, for example, person A. Person A and person B. These two people are within the same goal. The goal or the vision is to be with them long term in the future, right? You want to share a life with them and lead to marriage. Option A. Option A is the person that you just met, and in a matter of days and weeks, they came to the realization that, hey, I see potential in you. I see something great in you, and I want to be with you. And a person who just seen that in a matter of days, like, to hear someone tell you that, you're like, yeah, there is great in me. Yeah, like, you want to believe that they know what they have, or they see it, and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to let this one slip. But it took them days to weeks to tell you that, to come to the realization of that. Or you have option B. Option B is someone who wants to take their time to get to know you into depth. They want to know your dislikes. They want to know your likes. They want to know what makes you tick. Basically, they want to know you to depth. Then nothing is going to be a surprise to them later. But the thing about option B is they're taking their time. For someone who's taking their time, who are you going to pick? The person who's taking forever to get to know you, but with good intentions of getting to know the deeper version of you? Or option A, the one that wants, the one that took a matter of days or weeks to be like, hey, use a real one. Like, whatever the case may be, but use a real one. And I want to be with you. Who you can choose? A or B. A or B. I'll tell you what you probably would choose. No, I'll tell you what I see. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna predict what you would choose. You can keep that in your mind. Like, keep that to yourself. But I tell you what I see. I see people choose option A. Why? Because we're quick to jump the gun. We're quick to let someone sell us the dream. The dream of everlasting love. The dream of, I want a future with you and we're going to work out. We're quick to like think that, oh yeah, this person sees greatness in me, and they know what they have when they've seen it. Or whatever the case may be. Instead of choosing option B. The difficulties of what you'll run into on either end is option A. You're in a relationship. You're with them. You're dating them. But you know nothing about them. So what happens when you get to the dislikes? What happens when you get to the flaws? You're going to start changing them, molding them to your liking. Why? Because it is you didn't give yourself the time to get to know them. And now you're in a predicament. Like, I'm in a relationship with them. Am I going to spend the rest of my life with them? Or am I going to have to change them more so it is that we're able to live happy together? Like, that right there are the struggles that you're going to deal with. Instead, you could have went with option B, the person who wanted to take their time to get to know you inside and out. Should you have gone with option B and the relationship that you would have, there's no surprise. You guys taking each other to get to know each other. You guys have a connection you guys built up. And you know exactly how this person is going to react. There's no surprise in it. You can fix whatever it is that needs to be fixed in order for you guys to be able to coexist with each other and be with each other long term. But the only thing is, it took this person a while to decide that you were the one for them. Now, I'm pretty sure you're asking yourself, or you're wondering, what happens if you let someone courtship you? Whether you chose this person or you chose that person. What happens when you let them court you and then what? They decide, okay, maybe you aren't the one for me. It's very important. I said this in my last video. It's essential to see the red flags. The moment you feel that you have to question your happiness with your significant other, you're well aware of what you need to do. You're well aware that some part of you is telling you that this is not going to work out. So there's no reason to make yourself stress out over a title or stress out over the fact that you are being claimed under the status of a boyfriend or girlfriend, that you want to make it work. Like, this is not something that should be forced upon you to think that this is how your life is supposed to be, and it's already too late because you're in a relationship. You got to make it work, and if you don't make it work, then what's that stand for? Like, what? Like, your biological clock is ticking. You're like thinking, I'm in a relationship. I need to make this work so that I can get married. I can have a house. I have kids. Like how is that your core system that you want to go on about life thinking that way? Like, if you want to dumb it down in terms to where it's like more understandable, we are mammals. We are a species. We are a living organism, and together we live on Earth, and we're coexisting with each other to find a mate to procreate. But yet we've let this manifestation of boyfriend and girlfriend become part of our lives, that we're stressing about it, that we're thinking too into depth. Like, when you're with someone or you met somebody who has a great connection with you, the one thing that should come to your mind, not one thing, but the genuine feeling of when you think about that person is you want to make them happy. You want to love them. Like, that's exactly what we want in return too. You want someone to, make us happy, or we want to feel happiness with another person, share that happiness with another person, feel that love. And like, if I vibe it off of you, you're vibing it back to me. Like, but why do we create this idea of boyfriend and girlfriend and live by it when, in my opinion, I've tried it? Like, I'm guilty of it. It didn't work out for me then, and I don't want to try it now. Like, I went through bad relationships, but it's not something that I'm going to continue doing, because why? It didn't work out for me before. I'm just trying to coexist, and should I meet someone who makes me happy and I want to make them happy, then so be it. I'm not going to be like, oh, put a title on it. I want to be claimed. I want you to be my man and I'm your woman. No. I want you to get to know me. It should be to where it is that you're taking your time. It's okay to take your time. Like, being able to get married with somebody with the understanding that you know who they are and they know how you are, like, there's nothing more beautiful than that. Like, there's no rush, there's no pressure, there's no stress. Like, you guys are just living for each other.